Can you feel the love?
Cleaning helps reduce the mortgage on your soul, Dr. Hulen.
One day, Dr. Hulen wanted to get something to eat. It was on a Monday evening. We were in my small town where everybody is busy entertaining tourists on the weekend and often closed on Monday to recover. There was only one place open that I could think of, a hamburger joint called Burger Barn. I didn't want to even mention the place as I figured he would not want unhealthy food. Plus, with my lifestyle change and new eating habits, I didn't dare even drive near a fast food place. But I told Dr. Hulen about it anyway. "A burger sounds great," he said, obviously excited. "Are you sure?" I asked. "Oh yeah, I love a good burger." Well, we drove to the place and parked. We went in and sat down. The menu didn't have much on it of a healthy food choice nature. "I'll have a double meat, double cheeseburger on a white bun," Dr. Hulen ordered. I was stunned. That was heart attack food in my opinion. Meat, cheese, and a white bun? I couldn't believe it. I also couldn't believe that I ordered the same thing. I figured if it was good enough for the shaman, it ought to be good enough for me. "Aren't you worried about the cheese and meat and bread?" I asked Dr. Hulen. "Not at all," he said. "I have a chili dog every morning for breakfast. I love this stuff." "You do?" "It's not the food that is dangerous," he explained to me. "It's what you think about the food." I had heard that comment before, but I never believed it. I figured the solid trumped the thought. But maybe I was wrong. He went on to explain, "Before I eat anything, in my mind I say to the food, 'I love you, I love you.' If I am bringing anything into this situation that would cause me to feel ill as I am eating you, it's not you. It's not even me. It's something that triggers that I am willing to be responsible for. I then go on and enjoy the meal because now it's clean." Once again, his insight startled me and awakened me. I had spent so much time reading about health issues and food warnings that I was so paranoid I couldn't enjoy a simple hamburger. I decided to clean on it. When the food arrived, we ate it with gusto. "This hamburger is the best I've ever had," Dr. Hulen announced. He was so impressed that he went and asked for the cook and then thanked him. The cook wasn't used to people acknowledging his deep-fried burgers. He didn't know what to say. Neither did I. When I gave Dr. Hulen a tour of my home, including my gym, I held my breath. I keep cigars in my gym. It seems ironic to work out in the morning and smoke in the evening, but there you go. That's my life. But I worried that Dr. Hulen might say something about my smoking. I showed him my various equipment, pictures of famous bodybuilders on the walls, the certificates I've received for the fitness contest I've been in. I tried to steer him away from the cigars sitting on a bench, but he noticed them. "What's this?" he asked. "Cigars," I said with a sigh. "You smoke working out?" No, but I do in the evening," I explained. "It's my meditation time. I sit on the deck, smoke, and feel gratitude for my life." He was silent for a moment. I was waiting for him to rattle off all the statistics showing why smoking is bad for you. Finally, he spoke. "I think it's beautiful." "You do?" I asked. "I think you should smoke a cigar with your Pano's car." "What do you mean? Have a picture taken of me in front of Francine with a cigar in my hand?" "Maybe, but I was thinking you can smoke while you polish her or dust her down." "I thought you were going to ridicule me for smoking," I finally told him. "One person read my blog, saw I mentioned cigars, and wrote me that I was putting toxins into my body and hurting myself." "I guess that person never heard of the American Indian custom of passing the peace pipe," he said, "or how smoking in many tribes is a rite of passage and a way to bond and share and be a family." I was once again learning that the key for Dr. Hulen is to love everything. When you do, that thing changes. Smoking is bad when you think it is bad. Hamburgers are bad when you think they are bad. As with everything in the ancient Hawaiian traditions, it all begins with thought, and the great healer is love. I was finally beginning to understand him and how important it is to get to the zero limits state. But not everyone felt the same as me. One night I went on a teleseminar and told everyone about my experiences with Dr. Hulen, most of which I've told you here. They listened attentively. They asked questions. They seemed to understand what I was explaining. But to my surprise, at the end of the call, they resumed their normal way of thinking. While we all agreed that we need to take 100% responsibility for our lives, they were again talking about others. While all agreed that the cleaning method Dr. Hulen taught me was powerful, they again went back to old habits. One person said, "I don't want to say I'm sorry, because whatever I say after I am is what I will become." I wanted to say, well, we can clean on that, knowing that her statement was just a belief. But I simply said, Dr. Hulen says, do whatever works for you. I admit at first I thought this was frustrating. But then I realized I had to clean on this too. After all, if I take 100% responsibility for what I experience, I am experiencing them. And if the only tool to clean is I love you, then I need to clean on what I saw in others, as what I saw in others was in me. This may be the hardest part of Ho'oponopono to understand. There's nothing out there. It's all in you. Whatever you experience inside yourself. One person challenged me on this issue by asking, what about the 50 million people who voted for the president I don't like? Clearly, I had nothing to do with their actions. Well, where do you experience those 50 million people, I asked. What do you mean, where do I experience them, he countered. I read about them, see them on television, and it's a fact they voted for him. But where do you experience all of that information? In my head, as news. Inside yourself, right? I asked. Well, I process the information inside myself, yes, but they are outside of me. I don't have 50 million people in me. Actually, you do, I said. You experience them in you, so they don't exist unless you look within yourself. But I can look out and see them. You see them inside yourself, I stated. Everything you process is in you. If you don't process it, it doesn't exist. Is this like if a tree falls in a forest and no one is there, does it make a sound? Exactly. This is crazy. Exactly, I said, but it's the way home. I then decided to test him even further. I asked, can you tell me what your next thought will be? He was quiet for a moment. He wanted to blurt out an answer, but realized he couldn't. No one can predict their next thought, I explained. You can verbalize it once it occurs to you, but the thought itself arises from your unconscious. You have no control over it. The only choice you have is once the thought appears to act on it or not. I don't follow. You can do any number of things once the thought arises, but it's being generated in your unconscious, I explained. In order to clean the unconscious so you get better thoughts, you have to do something else. Such as? Well, I'm writing a whole book about it, I replied, referring to this book you're listening to right now. And what does this have to do with the 50 million people out there? They're no more out there than your own thoughts are, I said. It's all inside you. All you can do is clean in order to clear out the storehouse of programs in your mind. As you clean, the thoughts that arise get more positive and productive and even loving. I still think all of this is batty, he said. I'll clean on that, I replied. Most likely, he never got it. But if I'm to get to zero limits, I have to take total responsibility for him not getting it. His memory is my memory. His program is my program. The very fact that he voiced it to me means I share it with him. So, as I get clear of it, so will he. As I'm recording this, I'm saying I love you in my thoughts, behind the words, behind the recording, behind the computer, behind the scenes. My saying I love you as I work, write, read, play, talk, or think is my attempt to do non-stop cleaning, erasing, clearing of anything and everything between me and zero. Can you feel the love?